Well, taking a look at our Suzuki starting lineup for the second moto, Carmichael, Ferry, Lusk, Tortelli. Tortelli back out there. Also, Nick Way went down that first turn in the first moto, came back through to get 19th place. A tough effort for the Moto XXX Privateer, but he never gave up. Now the cart is sideways. They are getting ready to light off the concrete start. See the smoke from the guys getting the tires warmed up. You can hear the bikes, and here they come right up the middle, actually right up to the inside. Of course, it's Carmichael once again. Coming to the outside, you see a rider bounce out. It's Carmichael, Dowd, LaRocco, and it looked like Sean Hamlin with a much better start.
Well, I keep talking about how Carmichael gets these amazing starts against the four-strokes. There's two of them. Four-strokes running second and third, but Hamlin that time lighting it up off the gate.
Get right up in there. Down off the bottom of the hill, Carmichael, your leader. This time, LaRocco is up to third early, but he's got John Dowd between him and the leader. You see some of the guys tripling off that jump. Now they're in traffic. Ezra Lusk is also up to sixth, and right there, LaRocco. Nice inside-out move on John Dowd.
Best time to pass people early in the race when they're still thinking about, let's see, the track's different. Let me get warmed up properly, and LaRocco was right in there trying to stay with Carmichael in his opening lap, and it's so hard to do. Ricky pulls away so fast. Look at the lead already. It's not even a half a lap, and they don't have a chance to show him a wheel or anything.
Lightning strikes every time Ricky Carmichael comes to an outdoor national. You know, it's been that way since all the way back in February. The last race Ricky really lost on his own, David, was to David Billman at the Indianapolis Supercross. Since then, almost unbeatable, and he's just carrying it all year long.
I'm glad you brought that up, because David Billman is recovering from shoulder surgery over in Europe, and everything seemed to be going along as planned. And Billman has got a lot of finesse, and that's what I'm starting to see a little bit more in Carmichael now. When he gets these leads, he starts taking his time and looking for better lines and backing out of the throttle here and there just to make the thing hook up a little bit better and not just pinning it all the time and getting squirrely like he used to.
Well, he doesn't have to go as fast as he needs to. Take a look at this replay.
Well, LaRocco's just got this plan. He's going, okay, well, Dowd's committed to that. Boom, up the inside. Dowd makes a mistake and makes it even easier for Mike. Otherwise, that would have been maybe a little contact. And here we do get some contact. Hamlin just knifes it into that berm, kind of stabs it with the front end, loses momentum, and Lusk was right on his tail and almost went down. See the gap back to Lusk now.
Battle for third. You see Hamlin trying an outside line on John Dowd, and he gets out in those ruts. That's dangerous. He makes it through okay that time.
Yeah, he had to wheelie through that thing. They'll drag your foot pegs in that stuff. It's like a slot car track all the way up that straightaway. And you know what? Every once in a while, I'm glad they don't go out there and doze all that stuff over. Hamlin just working hard to move up into third spot.
Right in front of the mechanics, Hamlin makes the pass for third, putting the CernixRacing.com KTM of John Dowd back and forth, still top privateer. Lusk is in fifth, and there you see Nathan Ramsey, our third place finisher in the first moto, and he crashed. It looked like he crashed in the same spot. We lost Tim Fair. Welcome back to the second 250 moto here at Broome Tioga Raceway in Binghamton, New York. The pursuit of Ricky Carmichael continues on a tough track. Let's go down to the third place member of our team, Cameron Steele.
Well, that's a great illustration of what's going on here at Broome Tioga. The track was so muddy this morning, the course workers here had to push all the mud off the side of the course. But if you look here behind me, the racing line is actually picture perfect in most of the course areas. If you look here, these guys going through really smooth. They're actually picking up a little bit of dust as the riders go over the finish line. Unbelievable what they've done with the course here in Binghamton.
Well, thanks, Cameron. David, I know that cast is fake. He doesn't want to ride at Steel City.
You guys, man, you guys need to have some sort of contest there.
Now, getting back to the action on track, Damian Plotz running in 7th place. And he's got Tortelli battling with Kyle Lewis for 7th. You see Tortelli and Lewis almost come together through the whoops there. Tortelli, of course, on the CR250 on the inside. He makes the pass stick right there. And here comes Lewis on the inside. A lot going on right there.
And Tortelli still gets over that double jump. He's better. He's starting to lose contact there a little bit, and he wanted to make sure he stayed far enough ahead of Lewis. You know, he's just to the point now where he doesn't even want to probably go to these races. So all of his frustration, he's just going to take out on somebody if he gets in a tight situation like he just did.
Well, it's no wonder he's frustrated. There's a and right there, Damian Plotz goes down. Wow. caught a big braking bump and right into the Thor hay bale.
That's where we saw Mike Brown take a pretty big tumble last year in his battle with Langston. That's a tricky section. Look at Tortelli. He does that Hamlin move, squares it, goes up the inside. Lewis was squared it too, but not quite as sharp as Tortelli gets out there and bumps him just a little bit, going, man, I'm sick of your roost.
See Lewis take a look at his foot peg there. Maybe hurt the bike a little bit. Now watch Plotz.
Well, he's going to hit something here. It's going to just toss him off, and he goes right into the inside corner marker.
Wow.
Damn.
That should be on SportsCenter.
Takes it in the shoulder. These guys are strong, and, you know, this is the best I've ever seen the Nationals look. You know, looking at the leaderboard and stuff when we came back from break there a while back, and the way that they mark the courses now, it's pretty safe. You know, it used to be...
Oh, right there. No sooner you say that. And that is John Dowd goes down. Got out into that soft stuff, and David, right down he went.
Yeah, there's even a cushion where they sent the mud off to the side. So if you do make a mistake and hit something on the side, it's pretty tough to get hurt. The only way that happens is if you get tangled up with a bike or something.
I do agree with what you were saying about the tracks. So the presentation here at Boom Tioga, all through the AMA Chevy Trucks Tour, it's been just awesome. The promoters really stepping it up and trying to help AMA Motocross look as good as it possibly can. Now back up to the front of the pack, Ricky Carmichael out front. This would be his 22nd moto win in a row. And after that, it's just 2 motos to the perfect season, something I thought would never happen. And now back to the battle for 20th. These guys are racing for a single point, and that is Nathan Ramsey working his way back up, and that's Evan Lockridge right in front of him.
You know, Lockridge just fresh off a couple of titles at Loretta Lynn's. I saw him race at Mammoth back in June. I was really impressed. This guy's got a lot of talent, but he's finding out right here how hard it is to get a point in a national. And back there in the corner, I saw the scaffolding move. Looks like somebody got wide, went in there and tagged that thing with a camera guy on it.
There you see it. It was Doug DeHaan. Came off the track behind that battle for 20th between Ramsey and Lockridge, right into our cameraman. Now here's John Dowd's crash.
Just stabs that berm. He has no power, really. He didn't just flow into it. Now Lusk is going, man, if I was by myself, I'd be all right. But I got people in front of me making mistakes all the time.
Speaking about being by yourself, Ricky Carmichael still jumping the downhill triple. You can see the Broome Tioga faithful giving him his props. Carmichael just brilliant all afternoon long. He has led every single lap. He takes a look over his shoulder. Again, I don't know what he's looking for because there's no one back there.
He's probably just bored, Davey. You know, and you get a lead like this 22 times. It pays off to kind of look over and watch the race a little bit. It's a good one for third. Hamlin's still holding off Luck.
Of course, Mike LaRocco very quietly riding second again where he finished in the first moto. Now they come down by the mechanics area. Hamlin on the number 99 Suzuki, the lone wolf for Team Suzuki this year in the 250 class. Lusk trying his best to uphold the Kawasaki honors, and just like that, goes by on the inside. We should mention Lusk's teammate Stefan Roncada. Like Villemin, he is also back in France, and he is also being worked on. Only with Roncada, it's an ankle problem.
He's had a tough season. It seems like he had some momentum going during the Supercross. He had some really good rides, and he was showing the speed. At Hangtown, he was fast. He messed with Ricky. Ricky ended that deal, and he hasn't done anything since. And
I'm hearing Roncada will be a Suzuki rider next year. Nothing official, but Roncada probably going yellow. Hamlin probably dropping down to the 125 class to join Brandon Jessamine and Danny Smith on that part of DeCoster's attack. Now Lusk coming through. This is where he fell earlier. He's back up jumping that first moto. We saw him crash. Here's the pass.
Well, Ezra just kind of bullied Hamlin out of the way. He just kept working on him and working on him, and he had so much pressure on him. Hamlin just came into that corner a little too hot. He couldn't quite lean in there, and he knew even if he did, Lusk, he was just going to lean in on a green front fender, decided to go straight.
Hamlin, though, he's learning lessons every time, and he could learn some from this guy if he could just get him in sight and keep him there for a little while. Carmichael out front and just carving up this Broome Tioga track.
He looks great, David, and he's able to do it from pretty much anywhere he wants to on the racetrack. He's changed his lines here and there, and that's another new line right there, going around the braking bump. And you get such a big lead, I wouldn't be surprised if Honda actually used these races to do some testing.
He is 22nd moto win in a row. And David, check it out. He's not even wearing handguards.
Confidence. You know, I'll tell you what, look at that Honda Tech tip, those hand guards are pretty trick. I remember racing here and having like milk cut in half, you know, and it changes just changing the front fender. The bike feels like it steers different. You know that. I mean, you've ridden a lot of different bikes, and you know, so a bike like a KTM that has a really different front fender to a Honda where it's a big swooping fender, and you put hand guards on there, and it just changes the way the bike feels. And if you're uncomfortable out there, then get the whole shot and don't get roosted, I guess.
There you see LaRocco, he's in second, and he does have the hand guards on. And he's actually keeping Ricky a little honest, kind of close this moto, but time is running out. We're on the last lap. And there you have it, Ricky Carmichael, another little salute to the crowd. He's going to go up to the outside, and then he's going to hit the triple. There it is. Down the hill, all by himself, a one-handed salute. Carmichael on his way to the 11th straight national win of this season, 14th straight going back to 2001. 22 moto wins in a row. There's so many records. I don't believe he even has enough room in the Honda truck to take them all back to California.
Yeah, he's on such a roll now, David. Even when he just kind of slows down, he still does stuff amazing.
There's the checkered flag, putting everyone once again out of their misery. Ricky Carmichael takes the moto win. Now back to the battle for fourth. This is Hamlin trying to hold off Dowd, and he doesn't have much further to go. He will finish fourth in the moto behind LaRocco, who is second, Lusk, who is third, and there is Hamlin taking fourth. Looking at the results again, Carmichael, of course, out front. John Dowd doing a good job of getting up from that crash to place fifth in the moto. John Sebastian Wall, 7-6 on the day. Kyle Lewis dropping back to eighth, and Lamson coming up through to 14th place after that early crash. Now, let's go to Cameron.
In moto number 2, you come with the second place. You get a great start. You're not known for your starts, but today you seem to have them together.
Yeah, I was trying to give myself a shot. I mean, Rick has been, I haven't seen him for like 5 weeks, so I wanted to get a start and just try to race with him a little bit, but he still got away from me. I'm trying to learn to pick it up so I can get that pace up, but maybe next one.
So you see the speed he's going, you know you can get the speed. What's it going to take to make that little step? With the start today, you were there, you had the opportunity, but what is it that you have to do to get over that hump?
He's just riding a little more aggressively than I am, and I'm just not hanging it out as tough as he is, and that's pretty much the difference. I mean, at this level, if you take an extra step, I mean, you probably benefit from it, and I'm trying. He's comfortable doing it, and I'm not quite there. But you know, like my CR Amsoil 450F worked awesome. You know, my Doc Martin's team, and I'd like to thank my trainer for getting me back to where I need to be physically. You know, Dan Pierce, and just go from there.
Taking a look at our point standings, Carmichael 550 points, unbelievable total. He's 154 ahead of Ferry, and then comes Lusk. And speaking of Lusk, let's go back to Cameron.
Well, Ezra, as I walked up here, I heard you having some words with Randy Lawrence. You guys talking about maybe next week already. What's going on with you guys?
Well, you know, he's already threatening to me, and I'm not even back at the truck yet. He's been tough on me this year. He's been really trying to get me to get back in the groove. He knows where I was at one time, and that's what we're shooting for. You know, racing for second is cool at this point, but we got to get up front.
You look pretty aggressive out there. Good pass on Sean Hamlin. You feel comfortable. You really seem to be in a rhythm.
Yeah, you know, I was, but just today I was off. I didn't really hit everything good. None of the ruts. I really felt like I flowed. Once I got in the third there, Mike was about 6 seconds up there, and I tried, but you know, I just wasn't feeling it. So I just decided, you know, third to be all right today.
Well, there you see the fans giving Ricky Carmichael one last salute. Just part of history at this point. Carmichael still has the perfect season going. One more race to go, and he'll do something that's never been done in motocross history on either side of the Atlantic Ocean. There you see the final result. Sean Hamlin is 4-4, good for his first ever national podium, and he's with Cameron right now.
Well, guys, this definitely has to be the feel-good story of the day. Sean Hamlin going 4-4 for his first podium in the 250s as a factory Suzuki rider. Sean, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, you know, I can't explain it. It's a dream come true, and you know, I've told myself that I can do it, and finally I've achieved something that I want.
Talk about where you came from at the beginning of the season. I mean, fans that don't know you, they had no idea who you were coming into the season. I had no idea really who you were. Talk about how it's gone rags to riches.
It's been good, you know. I was thinking about quitting a couple months ago, and now I'm up here doing what I'm doing, and I have nobody else to thank but Suzuki and Roger DeCoster, everybody, you know, Michelin tires hooking up great, and everybody just thanks a lot for everything. I really appreciate it.
David, Sean Hamlin's a great story. They ought to make a movie about that kid.
Yeah, you know what? They should probably wait a little bit, though, because I have a feeling it's going to get a lot better.
Let's go back to Cameron.
By going 1-1 today, Ricky Carmichael not only moves to 22 wins on the season, he ties Bob Hanna's outdoor 250 national win mark. Ricky Carmichael, the records just continue to fall.
I tell you, Cameron, things are going good. The Honda's running good. My mechanic, Chad Watts, is doing a stellar job all year, and especially the track promoters here at Binghamton. It was pretty bad yesterday. You know, the track was really muddy, and I just can't believe how good the track turned out and how good the year has been. It's just awesome.
The track is good.